Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. It's always lovely to connect with you. Complicated and difficult personalities, coping made easy. And it is so much easier when you really take a deeper dive into what is going on with these personalities. I'm about making your life easier, period. You know, I have to tell you, there's been points of time in our evolution that NASA would send off astronauts into space to collect data, all right? And then they come back and they report out. That's what this is, folks. This has been over 21 years of data collection, and I'm in the process of reporting out to you from a clinical perspective, psychological, spiritual, emotional. It's vital information. It's vital information and transforming information on contact if you want it to be. Everything is a choice. Back to complicated and difficult personalities. Some people, when they hear complicated and difficult, they instantly relate it to someone being rude or nasty or having a rough personality. That is not what makes someone complicated or difficult. Because if someone is rough or nasty, has a bad attitude consistently, the great news there is it's predictable. You can get a plan and consistently deal with it and take yourself out of those stress reactions. So let's twist it a little bit and go a little bit deeper. What makes someone complicated or difficult is the unpredictable nature, the sharp curves, twists and turns in their personality. There is a highway in Colorado. It's Highway 82. And I'm telling you, this highway is a beast. It's full of quick curves, steep drop-offs, unexpected turns, and it's difficult for even the most experienced driver to navigate. Compare that to Route 80 that runs through Illinois. It's a straightaway. Even in rain, even in snow, even in harsher weather conditions, it's a much more predictable road to navigate. And what you experience when someone is truly a complicated and challenging personality, you are experiencing energetic reflection and snapshot of what they're experiencing internally. They too, inside of themselves, are navigating those sharp twists and turns, and what you can experience with them is a fraction of what's going on internally. Do yourself a favor, do this little experiment. Ask someone, and probably they don't watch this channel, hopefully, ask someone who you believe is a complicated personality. Ask them just a simple question, sum up who and what you are. Who you are and what you're about. And I guarantee you're going to get a very convoluted, difficult answer. Recently had an interview and the person asked me, who is Sheila Robinson-Kiss? What are you about? It was very easy to answer. Well, I'm Sheila Robinson-Kiss. I'm a learning luminary in the world. I love God, my family, and my work in that order. If you love me, I will love you back. If you don't, I will say a prayer, back up, and walk away. It's just that simple. There's not much more to it. I don't want people to have to work to figure me out. It's transparent. There's an easiness to it. What happens when we're dealing with challenging and complicated personalities, it can become exasperating because you're spending so much energy trying to figure them out and you start to chase your tail. I want to take you out of that today. I want to give you a playbook for dealing with these personalities, and the playbook is simple. Okay, the playbook has got to be simple because they're so darn complicated. Number one, here's what you need to know. 3 things you need to know. Then I'm going to give you the solution. Number one, the majority of complicated people do not realize how complicated they are, and most of them are completely out of awareness as to how their behavior impacts others. I've worked with a number of these folks, and many have reported in Safe Space, Sheila, it's all I can do to get through the day. It's all I can do to get through the day because of the internal battle they're dealing with. Number 2, the majority battle the complications within themselves. Sometimes they will battle the complications within themselves, and if they give up the battle and say, forget it, it's too hard, I can't really get a handle on this, they will just walk away from it, and it becomes everyone else's fault. That becomes the default. It's your fault. It's the world's responsibility and problem of what is going on for me. So then those complications become even more layered. All right. And number 3, if allowed, okay, if allowed, a complicated personality is more than willing to share their complication with you. It's like a huge pie. Let's call it the complication pie. They don't like the way it tastes. So if I can give you some slices, I'm going to do that. And if you will notice, a majority of folks with these kind of steep twists and turns, they put a docile army of people around them in their personal life or in their work life. And so no one pushes back. And so the complications and the behavior becomes more pronounced because they don't have people around them to push back on them. So you can see how it can become a vicious cycle. So here's the beautiful part. What do? What can you do? The best bet for dealing with a complicated, complex personality, for as complicated as they are, in equal parts, you become consistent, and you do that with ease. You respond consistently and with ease. Get out of reaction. Because if you get into reaction, you're going to feel like you want to jump off a cliff with these individuals. Get yourself out of reaction and get yourself into peace. I'll give you an example. I have an individual. I do some projects with this individual. Very complicated personality, runs hot, cold, up, down, left, right, will throw in these curveballs, and it's like, whoa, 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 where did that come from? Every single time, without fail, my response and answer is, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know what you've chose to do on your end, and this is my take on it. There's no hot emotion. There's no going back and forth. It's consistent. It's with ease, because I don't want the pie. Okay, I want some Boston cream pie. I want some apple pie, blueberry pie. I don't want your complicated pie. So you have a choice. Everything is a choice. You don't always have to take all the energy that is given to you. If you're a complicated, complex personality listening to this, what I want you to hear, and if you want to come out of that, is everything is a muscle. Well, where do I start? Start with God, start with some books, start with some therapy. Everything is a muscle, but more importantly, assuming responsibility. And I don't want to paint a broad brush and say that every complicated personality is a bad personality. That's not true. You have some people who are very complicated and they're quiet. All their complications are internal. They keep it inside and the world never sees it. So we have a variety here. I'm talking about the complicated personalities who project onto other folks and how to deal with this. You absolutely have a choice, and it doesn't matter if it's a stranger, if it's a friend, or someone you're sharing your life intimately with. You have a choice on the energy that you choose to embrace and accept and what you're going to leave on the table. And it's important to walk inside of those choices so you are center, balanced, at peace, as we all need to be out here today. Thank you so much. This has been Inspirational Shorts. Sheila, I will connect with you soon.